Hi, I'm Sandra Oberlies.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another installment on our 3D printer build. Right now we're going to be working on the electronics. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to get out your Arduino board, okay, and this is the main blue one. It could be any color, but it's the one that's got the round of the pinholes around the outside, and it's got a USB and a power connector on the end. All right. You also will have a shield board, also called a daughter board, or in this case, this is your ramps board. All right, and this is where your stepper drivers are going to go, and this will eventually line up on these pins very carefully. This one's a little bit tweaked. Notice, I don't know if you noticed, but some of mine, the pins are a little bit bent, and you need to make sure that they're lined up. You don't want to just yank on them because they'll break them off, but you want to carefully line them up. But before we're ready to line them up, you'll get them ready. But before we do that, we actually want to install this bottom board onto our electronics. This electronics plate will actually screw onto our main printer between the standing plate and the back plate. It'll kind of sit like this so that the electronics plate will be in here, the standing plate will be here on this side, and the back plate will be here. So to begin with, you're going to take it, there's a little ridge here, and there's a little hole in the thing. You're going to line it up so that the little hole here and the pin in there fits up, kind of lines it up. And then you'll see that there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 other holes for screws, and that's for your M3 by 6 screws. Now there's actually 5 spots, but the one that's right here between this row and this way in the corner, your screw head probably is a little bit too wide. There's not enough space for the head of the screw to fit in that little corner. So if it's okay if this one up here is missing its screw. But otherwise you're going to set it in there and get your driver, and with M3 by 6. So you want the 6mm screws, and you're going to screw that in. And I wouldn't screw it all the way in tight all the way. You're going to do opposite corners. If you need to, like mine isn't wanting to go in right away, you might want to either drill that hole a little bit bigger or screw the screw in from the back side or something just to get the threads in there. I think I need to get mine with a drill. Once you get the hole threaded, you can put the board on there and it'll go through. If the hole isn't threaded yet, when you try and put this in, it'll just give you grief. So once you've prepped the holes and made sure that there are threads in that hole and that the screws will go in and out, you also might notice that there are some nut holes in the sides. Now those are for attaching it to the frame. I didn't necessarily do that every single time on mine, but it will keep it a lot more stable once you've done it. But in the very beginning, you're going to be taking it on and taking it off and back and forth while you're adjusting. Every time you need to make any changes, you're going to have to take that board away. So I have not actually attached it to my frame at this point, but having the nuts in there would be a good idea so that when you're ready, you could do that. And you're going to attach those nuts just like you did all of the other nuts. Okay, so you're going to put all 4 nuts in there, and that way they're in place and they're seated. Okay, then you're going to take your Arduino board, and the power adapter and the USB will be sticking out the end that doesn't have any sidewall. And you're going to line it up so that the pin pops through that pinhole, as we mentioned earlier, and then drop the screw in to the screw hole. Sometimes it's easier for me if I lay the end of the driver into the screw and then guide it in that way. And again, as I was mentioning, you're going to screw down just part way and get the opposite corners in, because if you screw it all the way in, it might be, see how it's got a little bit of play in here? It might block some of the screw holes if you screw it down too tight, and then you wouldn't be able to move it to get the other screws in. So just go in part way, do opposite corners, get the rest of the screws in, and then once they're all in and you know that they're all aligned and the screw holes are in place, and then you can go ahead and tighten it down. Once you've tightened it down, you're going to connect the ramps board. Basically, sometimes it's called a shield, sometimes it's called a daughter board, and you're going to lay it in these pins. Line them up carefully first. Make sure they're all aligned with the slots in the board below it. You're not going to push down one side and then line up the other because it'll mess it up. So you're going to make sure that they're all equally aligned all the way around, and then you're going to firmly push it together all the way around evenly. All right, and as you do that, you should not see any more pins sticking out. Okay, basically when you look, this is flush, there are no pins showing. On this side there are no pins showing, it is flush. There's a little bit of a gap on the end here, but not too much. Okay, and then you've got that in there. So now the two boards are connected. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to take your jumpers, and in this particular one it came in a little sealed envelope here along with the power board here. So these little jumpers, let me see if I can get it close to you. I'm going to hold it with the pliers so that you can see what it looks like. All right, it's just kind of a little square pin. All right, it's got a little cutout notch on one side, on the top, with a hole in the middle, and basically there's a little metal jumper there, and basically it goes through to the bottom as well. It's kind of hard to see, that it's tiny. You're going to make sure that the notches are on top, because that's for a pair of tweezers or you know, special tweezers or fingernails or something, so that you can hold on to it. And you're going to do basically 15 of these on the jumper spots. So these two rails here, these are for your stepper drivers, all right? These two here are for the stepper drivers. This is extruder 1, extruder 2, actually extruder 0 and extruder 1. We won't have an extruder 1. We will only have this one here. So if you want to put the jumpers in, you may for that one or not. It doesn't matter. We're not going to be using this one at all. And then this is for your X, your Y, and your Z drivers, okay? Right next to the capacitor, there are basically a set of 6 pins, 3 by 2. You're going to take the jumper and you're going to lay it on top of, basically, and jump the 2 pins, okay, and it just sits in here evenly right there on those pins, and you're going to press it down. Now don't force it. If it's forcing it, then you probably don't have it aligned properly. Just pull it in, pop it out. You might want to flip it around. It doesn't really matter which direction. There is no front or back. There is a top and bottom, but there is no front and back. So if it's coming out, if it's being difficult to get in, then pull it out and try again. It should just pop into place. You can maybe try a different one and set it on there. And notice it just popped in. I slid it on another one, so now I'm using a different jumper. And you're going to jumper all of these across your whole board. Again, you don't have to do these 3 if you don't want to, because we're not going to have a chip on there. Once you get all of the jumpers for 1, 2, 3, 4, at least the 4 that we're going to be using, optionally the 5th one that will be empty, you're going to go find your stepper drivers, okay? And these are ours are red. They could be any color, but ours are red with pins on the bottom, chip here, okay? This is very important. On here, there is a little, if I can point to it, there's a little circle on there. That is the potentiometer, and it's right next to your chip. The potentiometer is what helps basically say how much power your chip can actually work. That has to go. So basically this is the top of the board, all right? This is the power side, right? That's got the power adapter, and it's got the D8, 9, and 10, right? And it's got some capacitors and stuff like that. So the potentiometer is going to go on the opposite side from the USB and the power. So it would go in these pins up here. You're, again, just going to line them up carefully so that they are all lined up with the holes, okay, with the potentiometer on the non-power side, and then you're going to push down firmly so that the pins are no longer showing front or back, okay? If I flip it around this way, the pins are no longer showing between that black plastic holder and the chip, okay? Once you've got all of those in, and as you lay them in side by side, sometimes the plastic is a little bit too wide and they end up wanting to overlap each other just because the boards, just the plastic part was too wide. If that's the case, you can take a little emery board and just kind of sand down, just kind of rub it on either side of the plastic, so that when they lay down side by side, they'll fit. And what you're going to do is you're going to line all three of them up there with the pins, not actually push them in, but make sure they'll all line up neatly, and then push them all in solidly together. Once you've got that done, you're going to take the little square heat sink. It's got some 3M tape on the back, and it may have black or it may have a clear bit of thermal paste on the inside, okay? And you're going to take that and you're going to line it up right over this chip, because that chip is the main chip that works, okay? That's doing all the work. You're going to line it up right over that so that it's not touching the potentiometer, it's not touching these pins here or the pins along here on either side. They're not touching any of those things. And you're going to lay it down there neatly and carefully with that thermal paste, and then once you've got it in place, you're going to push down firmly to hold it in place, okay? Now I've already done that on my other board. So I've already done that, so I've got all four of my stepper motors in there with their heat sinks attached. And again, the potentiometer goes on this far side, okay? Now, next, inside the display case, all right, you're going to see another extra board. This one is a daughter board, and it's a smaller one, and it actually has, it's got a set for 8 pins and then the longer one. So you're going to set this over on the opposite side of the USB. There's some pins, you're going to line those up just like you did the others, okay? And sometimes it's a little tricky. Sometimes the pins have been bent a little bit, so you're going to make them line all up with the slots first. And once they'll line up, then you're going to evenly push and attach that daughter board to the ramps board. Again, once they're pushed in, there won't be any pins showing through there. And this has the connectors for your display monitor. So here's our display monitor, and it has some similar connectors on the back. This particular one is labeled J2 and J3. Okay, and on the board, this one is labeled EXP1 and EXP2. They might be labeled similarly or not, but if it's labeled J1 and J2, I've got EXP1 and EXP2, and on this board it is labeled EXP1 and EXP2. So those two just go 1 to 1. This board with the J2 and J3, you're going to put the J2, the smaller number, on the EXP1, which is the smaller number, and the J3 on the EXP2, which is the next highest number up, right, with these ribbon cables. And they only go one way, right? So there's a little raised ridge on the connector, and there's a cutout on the connector here. So you're going to put it in that way. You're going to do the same thing with the other ribbon, and it doesn't matter which end goes into the board and which end goes into the display. Okay, then on your display, EXP1 is over here, so this is going to go to J2, and again you've got the same cutouts. This one's going to go right next to it with the same cutouts. All right, and then this board will be attached to the side inside your printer. This one will be screwed into the display case right by the handle and on the hinge. But once you've got everything connected and all good to go, and you've got your drivers all on there, then it's time to attach the USB cable to the USB. This part will go into the USB on the computer, and you will use the Arduino IDE software program in order to upload the firmware to the board. And when that happens, the display will light up and you'll be able to see the printer menu on there when it's successful. All right, thank you very much.